By the end of this video, you're going to know the fastest way to raise up your grade in GCSE Maths, no matter where you are right now. If you haven't met me before, my name is Pranav, I got straight 9s at GCSE, 100% in FSMQ, and I'm doing A-level Maths and Further Maths. Alright, I'm going to stop waffling, let's get into it. So I've seen a lot of people revise maths like they do for English or science. You know what I mean. They're making flashcards, watching videos, looking over their notes. The thing is, that kind of revision works really well for literally every other subject apart from maths. You know that saying, right? Practice makes perfect. There is no subject for which that is more true than maths. If you still have topics which you're a bit shaky on, here's the fastest way to get them down. First, obviously, you need to learn the technique. You're going to have no hope trying to tackle a practice question if you just have no idea about what you need to do. You can do this a bunch of different ways. You can watch videos, you can look at your textbook, look over your notes. However you do it, it doesn't really matter. But the important thing is, you can't spend too long doing this. Believe me, I've made this mistake before. I've watched a few videos on a specific topic, looked at the textbook, and then when I'm actually in the exam hall, I realised that I had absolutely no memory of what I'd covered the night before. The key to actually retaining methods and techniques is doing practice questions. If you ever have trouble trying to find practice questions for a specific topic, you can go to mathsgenie.co.uk. They have a bunch of different PDFs with questions by topic, sorted according to difficulty. If you just spend 20 minutes doing some practice after you've covered a new technique, it is so much more likely to remain in your long-term memory. I've been tutoring people in maths for about 2 years now, and I've seen time and time again that you can be the best mathematician in the world. You can just look at a question and instantly know how to solve it. But you can still bleed marks from silly mistakes, like misreading the question or doing an arithmetic error. But for GCSE Maths, for 2 of your 3 papers, you have an absolutely brilliant tool for checking your answers, and barely anyone knows how to do it efficiently. I'm going to give you 3 rapid fire tips for using your calculator to avoid silly mistakes. First is the obvious one. If you have simultaneous equations or you just want to find x in one equation, you can substitute your answers back into the equation, and unless you get something dodgy like 5 equals 2, you know you've got it right. You know those questions where you get given a quadratic and you have that table of values you need to fill out before plotting it? Easy marks. You don't even have to do any of the calculation yourself. If you just put that quadratic into your calculator's function tool, and then do f of whatever x value you want to find out, your calculator will spit out the corresponding y value without you needing to do any maths yourself. Talking about quadratics, did you know that your calculator can solve them for you? If you click Catalog, go into Polynomial, and then put in your equation, the calculator will automatically give you the roots of that equation. You still need to show your work, of course. Some of the marks depend upon your working. But one more sneaky tip. If you're struggling with factorizing the quadratic, you can reverse engineer the factorization from the roots. For example, if you get roots of x equals 1 and x equals minus 5, you can work out that the factorization is x minus 1 times x plus 5. Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head, but the more practice that you do, the more shortcuts that you'll find. Okay, it's time to address the thumbnail. Stop doing past papers, I said. I admit, it's mildly clickbait, but in my opinion, unless you've already mastered every single topic in GCSE Maths, you're going to be making much quicker progress if, instead of doing past papers, you just pick one particular area and do enough practice questions to completely perfect that topic. There is one exception to this though. If you suffer from time pressure in the exams, so if you're not able to finish the paper in the given time, the only real way to get better at that is doing past papers in timed exam conditions. I try to go a mark a minute, so by the time I'm finished, I still have 10 minutes to go over it and check for any mistakes. For maths specifically, unlike a lot of other subjects, I would not recommend going through the mark schemes. The mark schemes are really weirdly formatted, which is fine for examiners who already know how to do the question. But if you don't know how to do the question, going through the mark schemes isn't going to give you any kind of hint as to what you need to do. Instead, what you should do is go on YouTube and search for paper walkthrough. For example, you could search Edexcel Higher GCSE Maths 2023 paper walkthrough, and that way you'll get someone explaining each and every question to you. And if you really want to retain that information, you can do a practice question right after you listen to the explanation. At most, the ratio of time you spend doing past papers to practice questions should be 1 to 4. For every hour you spend doing a past paper, you should spend about 4 hours doing practice questions. That way, every time that you do a past paper, you're going to see visible improvement, which is really motivating. Listen, there's no silver bullet to getting good at maths. Like anything else, the key is just to practice. But remember, practice isn't measured in hours. If you just follow the tips that I've given you, you're going to be finding that you've been making progress at much faster of a rate than if you just look over your textbook and watch videos. I know it feels like you have a lot of work to do now, but trust me, if you just start now and stay consistent until May, by the time the exams roll around, you're going to feel calm. You're going to know that you have it under control and you're going to be ready. Consider subscribing. Good luck. It's time to lock in.